How you doing, folks? In this video I want to answer a question: how exactly does hypnotherapy work to help somebody lose weight? So if you're looking at this video, you might be considering losing weight. Maybe you feel you need to get your weight down, or maybe you just want to start eating more healthier foods. So in this video what I'd like to do is just explain to you a little bit about how hypnosis can actually help you to either change your eating habits or to lose weight by changing your eating habits. So the first thing that really comes to mind is this, and that is when somebody attempts to lose weight, basically there's a few different approaches people can take. One is that you change your types of foods that you actually eat, and you stick to some kind of plan. Maybe you're counting calories, or maybe you're sticking to some kind of, maybe having some shakes, or maybe having some kind of pills or some kind of supplements that are helping you to change your behavior in relation to food. And while this can be effective for many people, it's true, what I found is that really to help somebody to change their relationship with food and to help them to really lose weight, what we really need to do is to get to the relationship that you have with food. Now, what do I mean by that? To get to the relationship that you have with food. Well, we all have certain relationships with food. For example, if you were to think of, and I'm just going to use a stereotypical example, if you were to think of a head of cabbage right now, there's a certain way in which you will picture that in your mind. There's a certain feeling that you'll have associated to that particular thing, and there might even be an internal dialogue that you'll have when you think of a head of cabbage. Now, sometimes this stuff is outside of our conscious awareness, but many times if we were to focus in on it, when you think of a head of cabbage, there'll be a certain relationship to it. And by relationship, I mean there's a certain way you feel, think, and there's a certain way you picture that in your mind. Now, if I was to ask you to, as a contrast, to picture a bar of chocolate or a takeaway or whatever it is that type of food is that you really like to eat, the one that you get enjoyment from, but the one that's contributing to your weight gain. So let's say it's a bar of chocolate, or let's say it is a takeaway, or let's say it's something of that nature. And you'll notice that you picture this in a certain way in your mind. There's a certain feeling you get when you think about it like that, or just when you think about it in general. There's maybe even an internal dialogue associated to that. And this is the way you're relating to that type of food. And again, just like with the head of cabbage example, it's a little bit outside your conscious awareness. So this is just to really illustrate and to give you an example of how we relate differently to different foods. A lot of this stuff that we just went through there is happening at the unconscious level. And that means that we're not even really consciously aware that we're actually relating to foods in this way. All we know is, I feel like I want to eat this food, I don't feel like I want to eat that food. So normally we're aware of the kind of conclusion of that internal process that happens. So what I found that is really the most effective way is to help people to identify your own unique relationship with the types of foods you don't want to eat and the types of foods that you do want to eat. And by really beginning to understand your unique relationship, because what I'll say is this, not everybody has the same relationship with foods. I've never spoke to two people who've been exactly the same, and this is why it's really, really useful to speak to an expert who understands these nuances that come down to how you are personally relating to food. And this is really just talking on the food realm. Ultimately, when you think about losing weight or eating more healthy, there'll also be a relationship to this idea in your mind as well. And this is something that I find when you're helping people to change their eating habits, or you're helping someone to lose weight, that this also needs to be changed. Because it's all well and good at just changing the way you feel about certain foods, but really, if you're looking to achieve a specific goal, then you have a relationship to that goal. And what I find is that many people, when they're trying to lose weight, when they think about losing weight, it just seems daunting. It seems like too much work. It seems like too much effort. It seems like there's no hope. So again, there is this relationship you have to the idea of achieving the goal of losing weight or changing your eating habits. And again, it's by identifying this relationship and being able to change the way in which you relate to that goal can make a huge difference in being able to actually help you to begin to not only do the things you need to do to reach the goal, but to really believe and to become the kind of person you need to be to actually achieve that goal that you want to achieve for yourself. So I hope this gives you an idea of how hypnotherapy can be useful, a very powerful, potent tool to help you lose weight. But I also want to leave you with this. Hypnosis is not magic. And ultimately, the best people, the best clients that this tends to work best for is people who are coming in and are genuinely committed to actually doing this. So, really we're talking about in this video is about changing our unconscious relationship with food, our unconscious relationship with the goal that we want to achieve. But also we can use the conscious mind. A lot of hypnotherapists really kind of, sideline the conscious mind as if it has no power at all. But that's not true, because many people lose weight without using hypnotherapy. And how do they do it? Through discipline, through just that dogged kind of willpower, through, conscious strategies that you can also do that can really help to support the unconscious change of hypnotherapy. So that is also a huge part that I tend to focus on as well, because we've got two parts of the mind, the unconscious and the conscious, and we want them working together to help you to not only stay and feel motivated, but to be able to work synergistically and harmoniously to get you to where you want to be, and that is becoming the weight, size and shape that nature intended, and also to help you to enjoy all the residual and secondary benefits of that, of feeling more confident, fitting into the clothes you want to fit into, being able to go where you want to go socially and feel comfortable in your own skin. So I hope this gives you an idea of how hypnotherapy can be a powerful resource in helping you to achieve your weight loss goals. Till next time, folks.